This is Larry Flint, Hustler magazine. I'm showing it because I'd written about mind control and programming people to shoot or kill them or create, making cure illnesses or create illnesses. This is the Tesla files that were stolen back in early 1930s, and I had a book written on a sheet where the FBI were the ones that had control of all those documents. But in other words, all this research going on for breast cancer and curing all these illnesses is just going to help the hospitals get new equipment. My God, I did payroll for one of the hospitals back in Atlanta. You should see back then what money went into to the hospitals, making them run, plus the doctors. So just think about it. How much is of the economy is on the medical profession. But anyway, Larry Flint was shot, and the person was programmed to shoot him. And when Larry McDonald's plane was shot down by the Soviet Union, August the 31st of 83, he flew me out there because I'd never met him, but I knew that his shooting was programmed. It was done in patterns. I had a letter from the FBI June the 23rd of 79. I just moved in from Moonraker. Now then, I don't have all the goods, and I'm not going to try to explain it. I'm doing this on my own, putting it together. But I wanted to go back to this because the young man on TV today, it really bothered me because it sounds so typical of the mind control, what they're doing, programming people. And him coming out, it's almost like to what they said about MK Ultra, that it's the Eve. There was a movie with Susan Hayward, I Want to Live. I remember seeing that when my husband and I were married back in 59, 60. And it was about her killing and someone, and then there's a takeoff on, if you read MK Ultra and what they do, it's not you anymore. And I've just read that or tried to, and I can't put it all on one here, so I'm just going to go on. They take away your willpower. It's how it's done. It's not under your control anymore. And that's what the young man today, and I have to wonder if they staged it deliberately or something, because he was saying identical. They'll blame it on liquor because no one wants to talk about mind control. How do you prove it? Well, you have to address the problem first. But anyway, I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given another name of a twin. Both twins were dead. And I'm going to read this because after they'd put the antifreeze in me, Jack Hartsfield, I met him. And you can Google the Hartsfield name and see where that comes in. Hank Hartsfield was a captain, commander of one of the shuttles, a couple of them. But here's what, Jack, I met him when they'd put the antifreeze in me and were trying to kill me back in Huntsville, and here I end up working for the district attorney in that condition, Fred Simpson, living in Warren House Apartments, as in the Warren Commission and the Kennedys. And Joe Kennedy was ambassador to England when they kidnapped me, and gets into the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, and my own family, some of them. I wanted to read, and I hope that Jack is okay, but he's talking here about NASA, the space program, and the command centers there. And he says here where security leaks of sensitive data were occurring far too often, where the Army's missile and ammunition center and school operated were, well, they're getting blamed for a lot they didn't do, so I'm going to leave it out. The Great Space Race. And where J. Ed Hoover's FBI Division 5, a super-secret police agency, had opened since the early 40s. Well, they kidnapped me in 41 and took me to Moulton, which is about maybe 60 miles south of Huntsville, and it becomes a space center. And Here's what Jack says up here. You were indeed trying to pull back the curtain on some very nasty, clandestine, bizarre, and dangerous happenings in Huntsville underworld. It wasn't pretty. So to discredit you and later me, the logic of some very sinister people was simply to go to any length to destabilize your life, make you appear to be nuts, loony, schizophrenic, paranoid, to break you, if at all possible, psychologically and emotionally. I know that feeling too well. And that's Jack. And this is going to go off again. And you know, people wanted me dead. It was like I had a virus. If they got near me, that things would happen. That's not true. I didn't do anything but tell the truth and get kidnapped, for God's sake. In my judgment, you were one of those who had likely been targeted by MK Ultra for whatever reason, and he knows the reason. So down here, at quiet moments, I do try to make a grounded assessment of all the above. If the dastardly events above, particularly as related to the FBI Division 5 and assorted shenanigans, were public, what would be the result? It could perhaps be very destabilizing for the nation as a whole. Oh, yeah, you tell the truth. It sure would be, wouldn't it? Make the whole world hear it. The Huntsville experience, the agony of 63, well, that was Kennedy, and Kennedy helped kidnap me and helped torture me. So, hey, I ain't no public enemy number one. That's Jack saying that by himself. I recall being told once of an individual who jocularly referred to me in Huntsville this way: the last thing we need is some red-blooded all-American boy waving the flag and calling it like it is. Still, I keep trying. Now, I wanted to go, and I know this is how it sounds because most people don't even want to hear it. I've lived a hell of a life. My problem was caring for people. In spite of all that was done to me here. I just want to show this. This is one of the Mindcontrol. It's Kelly. Mark Kelly and Scott Kelly are twins. Scott's orbiting the Earth right now. He was married to Gabby Gifford, congresswoman from Arizona. The Tucson mass shootings. These are done in patterns. This is my sons, Mark and Scott, heir to the crown after me, and I hope and pray they're alive. I haven't seen them. I don't know. So you tell me why I did all this when people just want me dead.